Good morning. I'm a bit early today. It's 8:16 in the morning, so I'm 14 minutes early because no, this is not my bedroom. This is my hotel room. I would never have a bedroom this ugly. This is my hotel room at the not so swank. What's the name of this hotel? Royal Dragon Hotel in Macau, because I'm here to cover the Macau International Film Festival, which is called IFFAM, IFFAM, International Film Festival. I forget what the A stands for. I want to say audiovisual, but that's not it. Might be. Of Macau. So I'll talk about that in a second. But first, I'll talk about some movies that are opening this week in Hong Kong or that have opened yesterday in Hong Kong. First is, which I haven't seen all of them because of this and also, all the problems that are going on in Hong Kong. A lot of the screenings got canceled and or postponed to times I couldn't go. So the first film I just want to talk very briefly about is a Taiwanese film called Detention, which is apparently it's based on a video game. I didn't know this, and it takes place in 1962, which at a time Taiwan was under martial law and there was white terror going on. I rarely walk out of a movie. I walked out of this one. It's garbage. It makes no sense at all. It's the white terror is a Groot like creature that carries a lantern and goes around killing people. I mean, it was, I don't know. Maybe it works in the video game. It it does not work on the screen, on the big screen. It was like this dreamlike sequence. There was no structure to the story. I kept wanting to leave, and I think, okay, I'll wait till a proper time in the story when I could leave. And there just was never a time. It just kept going on and on and on. It was a bad dream, literally and figuratively. And finally, after an hour, I said to my colleagues, "I'm out of here. You finish watching it." And then afterwards, they texted me and they said, "You were the smart one." But amazingly, this film won a couple of big awards last week at the Golden, what do they call it? The Golden Dragon? Lion? I forget. The one in Taiwan, the one that the Chinese have basically killed off. Um, Golden Lion, I think it was Golden Lion Film Fest, Golden Lion Awards, which is basically the pan Chinese Oscars, and the Chinese government pulled out last year because they're Taiwan, China, and they started their own called Golden Dragon. And then people in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong filmmakers had to choose which they were going to go to for political reasons. Of course they had to have it. They're at the same time, so neither is any good. At this point because they're competing. In separate award ceremonies. So this film, Detention, won a couple of big awards. Not that it really means anything, but yeah, horrible film. Horrible, horrible, horrible film. So that's Detention. Second film, which I didn't see, called The Aeronauts, opened yesterday. It's an Amazon production starring the reuniting of Eddie Redmayne and it's very early in the morning. I can't remember her name. The one, you know who I mean. The one they were together. Felicity Jones, that's who it is. And I haven't seen it because the press screening was yesterday and I was here. So I didn't see it. So I can't even talk about it. Sorry. The third film that opened yesterday is Hustlers, the J-Lo film. And this is another one, unfortunately, I didn't see because the press screening was at a time I couldn't go because kept changing, and then it was at a time I couldn't go, so I haven't seen it. And the distributor was supposed to send me movie coupons so I could go see it at my leisure. But I haven't received the coupons yet, so well, not that it wouldn't matter because the film opened yesterday and I was here, so I couldn't have seen it anyways in time. But I would like to see it, so hopefully I'll see it during the week and I can talk about it next week. Finally, the last film. It's like, here's what I'm not talking about. Now here's what I am talking about. The film Last Christmas, which is the rom-com starring Emilia Clarke. Everybody knows her from Game of Thrones, but she was also in Solo, a Star Wars story. She was in Me Before You. She was in Terminator Genesis. And our good friend, well, he's not my friend, but he's from this part of the world. Who is Henry Golding, who's from Malaysia. And of course, people know him from Crazy Rich Asians. and he was in A Simple Favor. But we've known about him for years around here because he's been a fixture of Asian television for years. So this is a very interesting story because a few months ago, Universal posted their first trailer for this film online, and within a matter of minutes, people watched it and figured out what the story's surprise twist ending was, just from the clip. And of course, it went viral. And I don't think Universal is figuring on that one. But when all that news came out, I tried not to watch trailers. I definitely I don't read reviews before I've seen the film because I don't want to be influenced. But when I saw all these headlines about this that people had figured out the ending, I didn't want to know what the ending was, but I thought I got to watch the trailer. So I did watch the trailer and I figured out the ending. So Universal really screwed up on this one. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious. Now, in case you don't know, the story is inspired by the music of the late George Michael, and specifically his 1984 mega hit called "Last Christmas." Um, that's a spoiler. No, that's really a spoiler. If you know the song, you know what this movie's about. So anyhow, let's assume you don't, or you're just going to play along. Now, the story is we have Katerina, but she goes by the name of Kate these days, played by Emilia Clarke. She is something of a train wreck. She's an aspiring singer, an actor, but her life has been in a tailspin since her operation a year before. And now she works full-time as an elf in a year-round Christmas store run by a qipao. You know what qipao is? A Chinese dress. A qipao wearing Chinese woman, who goes by the name of Santa, played by Michelle Yeoh. Now, there's a sort of a joke going around that Michelle Yeoh and Henry Golding have it in their contracts that they have to appear together in films from now on, ever since Crazy Rich Asians. I don't think that's true, but it seems quite funny that they're both in both films. Anyhow, so she now works for Santa. And at night, when she's not running to auditions, which, by the way, do auditions usually take place at night? But anyhow, in this movie, they do. But when she's not running to auditions, she's at a bar drowning her sorrows. She's hooking up with men she doesn't know, and she's torching her relationships with all her with her friends by being a completely selfish brat. And she's no better with her family either, to cut her a little bit slack, they have some issues too. Her mother, who's Petra, I should just say the family are a bunch of immigrants from quote unquote the former Yugoslavia who came over in 1999 to the UK. But hey, Yugoslavia stopped being a Yugoslavia in 1992. So why are they calling it the former Yugoslavia? Why aren't they calling it Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, Montenegro, whatever it's called? What's the other one? That other one, Kosovo. So, but they call it the former Yugoslavia for whatever reason. I guess they don't want to. They don't want to piss people from the other countries off. I think at some point the word Croatia pops up. But anyhow, so they come from the former Yugoslavia, and their mother, Petra, played by Emma Thompson. Everybody knows Emma Thompson. She's overbearing, and Dad, Ivan, played by Boris Izakovic. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before, but he was good here. He's a former lawyer. He was a lawyer in the former Yugoslavia, but now he drives a car for an online ride-hailing service. The older sister, Marta, played by Lydia Leonard, also I don't know who she is. She's a successful lawyer, and hey, she's a closet lesbian, and only Kate seems to know that. But no matter how many promotions she gets at work, she can never compete for her parents' affections when it comes to Kate. Kate is the apple of the parents' eyes. But as obnoxious as Kate is, her life changes when she meets Tom Webster, who's played by Henry Golding. And Tom always manages to show up just when Kate is at her lowest point. And Tom introduces Kate to a whole new world if she'd only just look up. And sometimes when you look up, it means you get pooed on by a bird. That's not a spoiler, that's in the trailer. Okay, that's what the film's about. Here's my bottom line. Kill me now. This is so irritatingly triacly that it should come with a warning that it may induce diabetic shock. And you know what? It's hard to pinpoint which is worse. You have the story, is written by Emma Thompson and her husband Greg Wise, which horrible story, and you know the fact that everybody can figure out what it is from the trailer, means that it's not very well written. Well, it's not that it's not well written, but it's not well constructed. Let's put it this way. And, or you have the performance by Emilia Clarke, who continues to show audiences that she's a one-trick pony when it comes to her role as TV's mother of dragons. She's a horrible actress. She's the male equivalent of Sam Claflin, and the two of them were in that horrible film together, Me Before You. You had two horrible British actors together on the screen. That was like a tsunami. But she really is a horrible actor because she hams it up. She's got no nuance at all. Now, maybe some blame should also go to director Paul Feig, who did the Ghostbusters reboot a few years ago, which I actually liked. He did A Simple Favor last year. I like that one. He did Spy. I like that one. Generally, I like that one. I mean, it had some issues, but generally, you know what? He's got some good films under his belt. This one really is awful. I mean, look, I think he deserves some of the blame too, because this is really a Hallmark-ish holiday film from hell. It's horrible. It's really, I mean, it doesn't, even Hallmark would turn this film down. Now, I mean, I don't even know who thought that having jokes about genocide and intolerance, in a Christmas movie would be funny. I mean, terrible. But this film does tick all the social boxes. It talks about immigrants, the homelessness, disabled, gays, underemployment. Even Brexit is mentioned. So, it's like tick, 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 tick. But interestingly, the National Health Service, the NHS, which no doubt covered Kate's operation, is not mentioned. But all that fades into the background as the story weaves together some of George Michael's greatest hits into an anthem of sorts to Kate's life. Her alarm clock plays, "Wake me up before you go, go." Oh, God, kill me now. But you know what? It is an anthem, except when it isn't an anthem. Because in one scene where Kate and Tom have their first kiss, what should have played was "I Want Your Sex." But they didn't. Maybe it was too risque for this movie. I don't know. But if you're going to roll the dice and weave together George Michael's songs like an ABBA movie, you got to put in some of the biggest hits, and this one wasn't. Very strange. Now, if Last Christmas is at the top of your Spotify Christmas list, you may actually enjoy this film. But if this film ranks up there with Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, and it fills you with thoughts of poking your ears with chopsticks, with a pair of chopsticks, you'd be well advised to stay away from this film. It's horrible. It's horrible. Clearly, though, audiences are falling into the first group. Audiences are loving this film. This film is doing really well, but critics are hating this film. So, though this film has been widely panned, it's already taken in close to, I researched this a couple days ago, so it's probably even more now, but as of a few days ago, $70 million US at the box office. It's a hit. It's amazing. What can I say? So that's called Last Christmas. Take it or leave it, your choice. So that's all I'm going to talk about from films that opened this week in Hong Kong. Now, a tiny little bit about the Macau International Film Festival. This is their 4th year. They've got 50 films from all over the world. It's getting better. It's not a great film festival, but it's getting better. I got to say, it's improving. Last night was the opening, and they opened with Jojo Rabbit, the film starring and directed by and starring and written by Taika Waititi, and he plays... I was just about to say he plays Hitler, but he does not play Hitler. He plays a little boy's image of Hitler. So all you people out there are saying, you can't play Hitler. He's not playing Hitler. He's playing a boy's image of Hitler. Big difference. So get off your high horses. I loved the film. I thought it was fabulous. My friend Glenn and I took my friend Glenn to see it last night, and I would assume we were the only two Jews in the audience. And I'd say for the first half of the film, we were the only ones laughing. And I suspected, the locals just didn't get the humor at all. They didn't get the Jewish jokes and things like that. And then slowly, people started to laugh. But fabulous film. Absolutely loved it. It's opening commercially in Hong Kong, and I understand here in Macau also, on January 30th. So I'll do a big review at that time. or maybe before. I don't know. I'll see. Um, but if you do have a chance to see it, highly, highly recommend it. Okay, so that's it. I have 3 films to see today, starting in about an hour and a half. I'm going to go have breakfast and then head over to the event and go watch my 3 films today. So, yeah, I think maybe I'll talk during the week about some of the films, but I will be posting my reviews on my website, howard4film.com, howardforfilm.com. So you can check out my written reviews there of all the films here at IFFAM. That's it from my beautiful hotel room, not in beautiful Macau. I would love to show you the view out here. It's horrible. They really, I thought last year's hotel was bad. This one is far, far worse. And people are complaining about this place. Certainly. I've only complained to my colleagues. I haven't complained to the organizers yet. But this is really a bad hotel. Called the Royal Dragon, by the way. And I don't care. Okay. Have a good day. Have a good week. See ya.